Welcome everyone to a new episode of Downtime. I'm your host DX, and it's been quite an interesting week. But before we're going into all of that and introducing my guest, I've got an important announcement. As of the recording day, it's actually Maru's birthday, so I would say happy birthday!
Yay! Happy birthday!
Happy
Thank
birthday!
you. Thank you.
Dun, 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 dun. Happy birthday! 誕生日おめでとう.
Yay. And now I'm still a fetus at 19.
Oh wow! Well, at least you're a bit more legal, right? At least you're a bit more legal.
I mean, 18 was already very legal.
Well, true,
So,
true.
it's not like anything changed.
Legal
True.
for what? Eating hamburgers? I don't really understand what that means. No. Anyway.
Just for that, I'm going to go get a bottle of vodka or something.
Well, you're from the neighborhood, so why not?
There you
Of
go.
No, but in any case, what did you do for today with your birthday?
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Nothing much because I just moved to a new place. If anybody sees it's a new background.
Mhm.
And it's a new city. I pretty much don't know anybody here yet.
Oh,
And
wow.
because all the events and things I'm planning to go to get to know people haven't happened yet.
Okay.
So mostly I was just talking with online peeps, treated myself to a bit more expensive food that I like.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's been nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine. So, what was the expensive food like? Like a new steak or?
Nah, it's like in Tallinn there is this really amazing kebab place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's the best thing ever. It's quite expensive, but it's heavenly. And it's in this totally out of the way place. It doesn't look expensive.
Uh-huh.
It looks it looks like a totally random place. It gives you the food on paper plates,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but it's expensive as fuck and it's tasty as fuck.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makes me remember some joints I went to in Japan. It seemed unassuming, but it was really good, but it was expensive at the same time. Like, what? How does this happen? But
I think it's because it's the deal with local places. They are the local secrets, and it's if you're coming from somewhere else, you won't even know to go there. But everybody local knows, oh, that's the place you should go to.
wow, nice though. But nothing else more for the day, or is it more like just relaxing, or
Just relaxing. I've never been much to celebrate my birthday, so
okay?
no. And usually it's just family barging in, grandparents calling the day before on a good day, usually the same day, hey, we're on our way now. Be ready. We're gonna celebrate your birthday. And
Oh, wow.
please,
Mm.
no, I wanted to relax.
Mhm. Nice. Well, yeah. Imagine then having friends in Japan, the US, and Europe itself. That happened to me a couple of times, and it was more like at at 4 or 5 p.m. my time, I already got celebration calls from Japan. Then during the night from Europe, and during the days everything from the USA. I was like, I'm gonna throw the phone out of my window because this is driving me
Oh,
insane.
I've been getting congratulations since literally 0001.
Oh, wow.
The messages have been coming in, and it's nice, you know. You run out of things to tell them in response.
Yeah, that's a given. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what have you been up to, Meta HP?
Well, I've been going to school and dealing with the new lockdown rules that are going to happen
Oh,
this week.
is
So
it really
trying to
bad
make
or
stuff work.
is it
No,
really
it's
bad?
not. Ah, it's kind of we're at the beginning of a second wave, and we're on the way up, but we're really far away from the top. So this is they want people to stop going out now so that people can go home for Christmas,
Uh-huh.
because it's people in my age range between 20 and 32 or something that are getting infected right now.
Mm.
So, and it's also mostly in the bigger cities.
Oh, okay. basically the same as in the Netherlands. Basically, right now, everyone from 20 to 30 age range is getting infected right now. But
Mm.
fortunately,
Like how
yeah.
many people per day is it like over where you live?
Depends if you're asking. I can go for the capital where I go to school.
Yeah.
So there's roughly, I think the number for today was maybe 160 or 180.
Uh huh.
Mm.
But like on a week basis, we're getting closer and closer to 1,000 a week,
Wow. It's way better
and that's
than yeah.
nationally.
Oh wow, it's way
Yeah.
better than my country. We're over 10,000 at the moment, so
Oh no.
it's
I think
really rough.
Like
nationally we have 12,000.
No,
I think Estonia is like doing overall like 50 or so a day at the moment. Like
Yeah,
okay,
but
the
we're
whole
small.
yeah,
oh,
that's
true.
fortunate. Yeah. How's it on your end, Derek?
What you mean, like in terms of like what I've been doing, or Corona, or
Both,
which?
both. You can do both.
I mean, Japan is not really talking a whole lot about it right now because it hasn't been like that crazy. It's basically like 100 a day, you know. But you also hear like conflicting reports like
Oh,
all the
okay.
time. So it's just really depends on what the media is trying to propagate at the moment. I really mean that. Like it's whatever the narrative they're trying to spin right now. So right now it's kind of a quiet moment. I think because it's prior to the American elections, I think everyone's really focused on like what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, true.
So there's been a lot of talk about that here more than anything else. But as far as me, I mean, I've had the busiest 2 weeks of my life. You know,
Wow.
basically, it just gets busier. Like, I had Yuina's photo book event last Monday, and then
Mhm.
I had Okinawa Electric Girl Sayachan's photo book event last night, and then on the weekend, I got called by several idol groups to work for them.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Lily Kawana needed me for their Shusai, their annual like event that they do to like celebrate them being in existence.
Uh-huh.
And that was just unbelievably packed. And then they have a sister group called Suzuriha, which they're these really cute younger girls. They do like kira kira idol music. But
Oh,
it's
nice.
good kira kira. Their manager is Lily Kawa's staff manager's assistant,
Oh, wow.
and me and him we get along real well because like we like Netflix and like movies and stuff, and so we always talk about stuff. And so I Suzuriha was at Lily Kawa's Shusai, and that was during the day. That was in the morning, and so afterwards I had to go to Shinjuku Nine Spices, which is a really tiny ass shithole, like venue that's pretty much like the most chica venue ever because basically like the sound there's like no place for Bupon. It's
Oh,
just I
wow.
don't know. It's very chica, and like I was going there because last night or not last night, it was 2 nights ago, Sunday. I was getting started to work with a new idol group that I really really love called Informal,
Mhm.
and they agreed to come on Idol Underworld. So
Oh,
like I took all
nice.
their members checky and got their Bupon, and it just how happened that Suzuria was there, and so I got roped into working for them because like their manager was like, "Oh, by the way, can you help me tonight? Do Jackie?" I'm like, sure." I've done Checky for Suzuria before, like a
Uh-huh.
long time ago, and like the girls know me. The one girl, Hana, she speaks English pretty well,
Oh, nice.
so it's rare, but it's like occasionally you'll find these idols that can speak English, and it was fun. It was really fun, but it was also like literally from like 8 in the morning till about like 11 o'clock at night I was working.
Oh,
You
that's
know,
rough. That's rough.
because
Oh my god.
I mean I'm only doing Checky for like 2 hours out of the day, but I have to be at the shows all day. Like it's like I can't. I mean I suppose I could show up right before the Checky, but I kind of want to see the shows, and
Yeah, I
also
can
like
imagine.
I almost feel like it's disrespectful to the artist to do that. And then it also feels like a job if I do that. Like
Mhm.
there's some people that are hired for Checky staff and like they get paid a wage and they literally just show up for the Checky then they leave. They could give a shit about the concert. And I just can't do that,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so I mean that's an example of one day. I mean also Honami from Maribetta graduated on Saturday morning, and that was extremely rough. very sad and just difficult. And but it was cool because I got to meet her family. Honami's mom was there, and dad, or I think her mom was there, and that was, it's very very rare in Idol to meet an Idol's mom. Like it just
That's awesome, actually.
they yeah, no family ever comes. Like
Yeah.
Sayachan's mom was at the photo book event I threw for her last night,
Mhm.
but she's from Okinawa, so she just happened to be visiting Tokyo, so she was able to see her daughter's photo book event, and also Sayachan put on a live event too at the cafe, my friend's cafe. So like that was real intense because this is an Okinawa proud mother, who's like, she goes back a ways, and like I have so much respect for my elders like that. And as coming as an Italian American culture, it's like your mother and father, your mother is everything. So like I really tried to treat Sayachan's mom with like an enormous amount of respect. Well, I would do that anyways, but it's like this is the mother of the idol who has the fourth best voice in all of Idol. You know what I mean? So it's like out of the thousands and thousands of idols, she is number four. Like you cannot get better than her. There's only
Wow.
a few that can. So
Nice.
I had to be nice to her.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, it's been crazy on my end. So yeah.
Wow. It's so rough,
What
but
about you?
yeah.
What about you, DX?
For me, it was just, well, actually, I already told the girls about it, but I actually landed a translator job.
Oh no shit. What do you mean?
I was asked by a friend of mine to get in contact with his friend. He is actually translating a Japanese book into English and wants
Mm.
to officially release it in English as well. So he wanted me to join their translation team basically.
How
Uh,
do you feel confident about doing
I
that?
think I'm confident. They did send me a test text to translate, and it was good. So, and the translation I made was good enough, and the only thing still needed to be done was proofreading. But it was it was it was good enough for to join me as a team member basically. So it was more like, okay, sure, I don't mind joining you. And then he came up with the payment. I was like, payment? What? I never got paid for translating, so that was a first for
Yeah.
me actually. So
Oh,
right
that's interesting.
now, I've actually landed a job as a translator basically. So
Beautiful. I mean, congrats. That's that. It's a very profitable work. If you can, like, for example, if you can do that, like on like a serious level, dude, I can give you like so much translation work. It's ridiculous because it's just like I'm always trying to put out information about idols. Like
hmm
for I do like every month I do that Italian blog
yeah,
series. With Idol and Chaos, and I hire some girl to do that, and I mean she's good. I mean she's fine, but it's like between her and my friend, I'd rather hire somebody that I have a friendship with,
yeah, I can
and
imagine. Yeah,
it'd be fun for you because it's Idol. Like
yeah,
you
exactly.
wouldn't, it wouldn't, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Idol terminology.
hmm
So sometimes I worry I hire translators, they might not know what like a cheki is, or like
Oh, right, right, right.
sainashi, sainari, and all
hmm
that type of, like the Idol talk.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
like
exactly.
they probably have no idea. So
No, because the current project I'm working on is from a Japanese hardcore DJ called DJ Sharpnel.
oh
Uh,
nice.
he just retired, and there's this lexicon in Japanese, and they want to translate it in English and officially release it as well. So I'm actually going to be credited as one of the translators once the project is finished.
Cool.
So
That's amazing.
that's going to be my first mark in something. So it's going to be interesting. So yeah, that I'm actually getting paid for it. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Beautiful. Is it
So
It'll be
hard?
interesting to see in 5 years, like when you've like translated
Or
whole
yeah,
books on your own, and
Yeah.
then you look back at this and it's like you're so like pumped up over like getting paid to do this, and like in 5 years it's like you are saying, oh, I want this much money or I'm not doing it.
I was actually kind
mm,
of in shocked actually when he asked how much should I pay you, and I was like, what do you mean how much should I pay you? This is the first time I'm actually getting paid for something like this. I always did it as a hobby. Every translation and every subtitle I made, I did it as a hobby, so I didn't expect any money. And then he came with the offer to give me money for my translations. I was like, sure, but gonna have to figure out what is normal, what's average for a translation. So I looked it up for a bit, and on average it's between like 25 and $50 per page. So I was like, yeah, sure. Since it's my first job, just give me $30 per page, and I'm fine with it. Since it's I'm really testing the waters myself at the moment. So yeah, I just
Yeah,
wanted,
I mean,
yeah, go for it.
yeah, do you know, have you ever heard of the author Banana Yoshimoto?
Yeah.
So like I know her translator guy. Like he's done almost all of her books and he has made a whole career out of, translating like stuff like that. He's also like a professor at a university. He's
Okay.
real cool. He lives in Los Angeles,
Oh,
like that
nice.
area. So I was able to meet him and talk with him and everything. But he, like there's a real special relationship you can develop between like an author and like a translator in particular. Like I'm telling you, like if you get good in like if you were to get good enough to the point where you can translate books, you could be making thousands and thousands of dollars probably because I mean this guy makes bank on Bananas books and
Oh, wow.
like
Okay.
it's a side job for him and he makes so much money because it's so people don't do it because it's very
Yeah,
hard.
exactly.
I mean
It's really
shit.
hard, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would love to give you my book and have you translate into Japanese. That would be interesting.
I'm not sure if I'm
Hard.
good enough. That would be really hard for me, but Japanese to
It'd be
English
hard.
should be okay.
A little different.
But
Yeah.
English to Japanese is going to be real hard.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Totally
lie.
different.
It's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game basically. But yeah,
No, I know.
that's what's
But
been going on in my week. So that was quite interesting. So yeah.
very cool. No, that's cool, man. I mean, Crazy Girl said, like you'll look back on this probably in 5 years and be like, wow, like I can't believe I was that like green. Like now you'll be able to like just spout it off. How cool is that?
Yeah, I still
You'll
remember.
get there.
Yeah, I still remember just learning Japanese like in 2008, and then now we're
Wow,
at this point.
it's amazing.
It's a great feeling.
Hmm.
So, in any case, uh, last Friday was the 10-year anniversary of NMB48 actually. And lots of former members returned to that particular concert, such as Sayane, such as Miyuki Watanabe, such as Joe Erika and the like. And it was really interesting. And at that concert, uh, it was announced that her Murase Saya's graduation concert is going to take place in December at ORIX in Osaka. So that's something to look forward to. But for the rest, it was just the usual. Actually, it's more like the set list is, well, nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. But what I do want to point out was Waruki by Miyuki Watanabe. That song is basically her.
Hmm.
It always
Oh
has been,
yeah,
and it always will be. I remember
Yeah.
watching that song for the first time and like, whew, this is yeah. And then
yeah.
she performed it again, and it was like, yeah, that's no one can replace her on that song basically. How are you
Man.
guys? Your thoughts about Baruki and Miyuki Watanabe? Mette?
Uh, well, it was fun seeing her doing it again. You know, it's been so long since I've seen her perform, and it's just a feeling. You know, the audience got excited when they saw her, and I got excited when I saw her. And it's just one of those songs that even though if you know what the lyrics means, it's just fun to sing along. Because that's a weird song if you know what the
Yeah,
lyrics are.
yeah, that's a really weird song. It's like, whoa, what the?
But it's still fun and it's a playful song.
Yeah, true. It's more like if you're if you're not in the known of Japanese in general, then it's more like,
Mm.
yeah, this is a cheerful song. But once you get translating, it's more like they're singing this live. What the?
Yeah.
Maria, anything? Maru, anything?
Well, I haven't been into the 48 groups for that long, so like, well, I watched the performance and I was like, yeah, it's fun and a really good performance. Like, I don't have the same like nostalgia or that feeling that you guys get, so can't really talk much about it.
Okay. Derek?
Yeah, same feeling really. It's always just amazing to like have that bit of like natsukashi feeling, and to see that I don't know, I definitely feel it. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. It's really 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 freaking cool. I mean can't say more than that because it's like don't really have a whole lot to say about it because I'm not like also the biggest fan either. But it's cool. Do you know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah,
Like
gotcha.
yeah.
And of course, we can't forget the return of Sayane, Yamamoto Sayaka,
Yeah.
the ultimate queen of Osaka, basically. And to hear her singing again with the Seishun no Lap Time and 365 Kami no Hikoki. Oh man, you know what's missing from NMB right now, and that's that voice, basically. Mete,
Yeah.
mete.
Well, Sayane is such a great singer, and but there was something wrong with her sound or something during Seishun no Lap Time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But still, she was amazing singing live. And it's just when you hear her voice with NMB, it just it's that's not Gushy feeling. It's the old NMB that you fell in love with a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's more like wow, they're missing her so much right now. It's more like it's not even funny at this point actually, and then it's more like she basically almost carried the whole group on her back basically during her stay in NMB 48. Maru, your experience with Sayane, Maru.
Well, I'm a sucker for good vocals. Like, if there is something I love, it's vocals. And, like, she really is amazing at singing. It's just like listening to her sing, it's like, yes. Like, I don't even have to watch it. Like, I know it's like fun to watch her too, it's all good. But, like, just listening to her, it's like, yeah, this, this is the stuff.
Exactly. Not gonna lie there. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna agree with you. She basically is NMB 48 during her stay. So to see her again, just wow. Derek, anything you
I
want
mean,
to add?
like yeah. I mean, like here's the thing. Like I mean, when I mean, Sayane, when she left, like how do I put it? You just knew that like there was going to be a great like disturbance in the force. Like there was going to be a
Yep.
void that we're all going to feel forever. And but Sayane was always meant to leave because we knew the moment that girl opened up her voice and they gave her the reins, she wasn't gonna stay. I mean, she was another, she was another Maeda Atsuko. Like
Yeah.
I'm really surprised even Jarina stayed as long as she did with SKE because Jarina had like she's probably maybe the brightest star of them all. And I mean, to be honest, if I'm being really honest, considering everything she's done in her career, like being the only person to win Junkin and the crown, I mean, that's pretty impressive. And how rare is that too? And but then you have Sayane, who is like a voice from God, one of
Yep.
the greatest voices idols ever
Uh-huh.
had. She's up there as far as like when I have like my top like 5 list of idols, I'm only thinking of Chica Idol, but if I go major, Sayane has to be number 1 or number 2. I don't know. Like she's her voice, it's untouchable. Like I remember when I saw NMB perform at Takamina's grad
Yeah.
concert,
Oh wow.
that girl's voice, it's like the other members might as well not even sing.
Yeah.
Like it's
Exactly.
like and she sings for real too. It's like some of those other girls they need to have the whole like backing vocal and their
Uh-huh.
lip syncing. Sign is like, check that. I'm good. Thank you. And then she just crushes it. You're just like, "Oh my god." And
Even when they are
so
singing in
mm,
unison, it's like you can
Yeah.
only hear her.
Yeah.
It's
Sayane. Her
you
voice is
do you
that powerful.
remember
Yeah.
yeah, what was the song with I think it was Sashi's grad or Sashi's um Sasenkyo song. What was it? It was Love
Who?
Trip.
Mm.
Hashtag
Yeah,
Sukidana.
no, it was Love Trip,
Okay.
and like that was her. Wasn't that was a Sasenkyo song, right?
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
Sankyo song. Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, and whose voice did we hear on that? It wasn't Sashi. I heard
Sayane.
Sayane. Sayane was
Mm.
like, you guys just hold the microphones for a second while I destroy all of you, and like. It's just like it was her graduation song. And then do you remember like when they did the voting for what
Kohaku?
was it? Yeah, Kohaku. Who won it?
Oh,
It was Sayane.
Sayane.
Sayane. Yeah.
She beat everybody. I think even she was surprised, like, wait, huh? So it's like she's had these huge moments of greatness in the major idol world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like she went on to do the solo thing. I don't know. Is she doing well? Do you guys
Oh
know?
yeah,
Does she?
Yeah,
she's
she's doing good. Yeah.
on her fourth single, or
Yeah.
is it third?
But I'm,
Fourth, I think. Yeah.
are people paying attention?
I think so. But I'm
You think?
well. I know only like what Sayane is doing because Chöprang is her
Yeah.
cameo. She is Sayane, so whenever Sayane does anything, it shows up in Chöprang's live streams. So I watch it
Beautiful.
through her.
Beautiful. Yeah, so like if you think about it like that, the hardest thing I think for an idol to do once they've done everything in idol that you can do just about is go solo and try to do something on your own. Almost there's a wonderful historical record of idols failing miserably at that. And because it doesn't work. Like some idols do it well. I've always felt that like when an idol leaves the major, they should go to the minors. They should come down to the Chica world. They would be so huge, it'd be so much fun to see this like huge idol down in the Chica dumps and like but it'd be cool like it wouldn't be like because then it would just be really fun and like no one does that of course because yeah in idol it's always about going up not down in your career but I wouldn't look at it as going down. I think that would be like honestly like come down to the dumps and like hang out with us and you're cool, you know, it's like you're
Mm-hmm.
scoring cool points. But you know they don't look at it like that, but in Sayane's case she could do that. Like I've always pictured Sayane retiring in a sense after being like the queen of NMB to Shimokudazawa
Oh,
and
right,
go
right.
in
Yeah.
there and like playing all like the little like the millions of like little bar clubs there like and go like Miwa did, you know, because like Miwa the famous singer Miwa did
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
She started in Shimokuda,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she got so freaking huge from playing, and I think she was playing when she was like underage, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
gotcha.
some bar owner was like, yo, you could get up there with your guitar, you think you got it, go ahead. And she did. She didn't have it, she didn't just have it, she like scored huge. Like her story is great. I always thought like Signe should like reverse herself and go back to that
Mm-hmm.
because she's the type of idol who can like you give her somebody that can play the guitar and you're like Signe, sit down next to me and just belt something out. Here's a couple chords, and she'd be like, yep, gotcha. Like she could do it in 2 seconds. So
But it's
for oh, go
probably
ahead,
not
sorry.
just that, like, but it's probably not just that, like, she doesn't want to do it or like that. I
Yeah.
think it's more like that big idols, they don't like realize it's a possibility, and like it's probably really hard to like even think of that idea. Oh, I could actually go down to those like smaller venues and perform there,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like a whole different world from them, and they probably see it as like, that's not my world. Will I be accepted there?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But you hit it right on the nose. But at the same time, I think the idea is to do something different, to do something where you're like, you're trying to go against the grain. And again, when you've done everything, what do you do next? You know, you do something
Yeah,
you
true.
wouldn't even think to do like that. And a lot of creative people do that. You know, I what was the one AKB member a long time ago? Um, Chris, Chris, here, Cristafari.
Wasamin?
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't Wasserman, but I know where you're going with that. But no, it was another idol he really, really, really loved. She went from being a major idol to like playing the Shimokuta clubs and like just doing her own thing. Chinatsu, Chichi.
Oh
Oh, what's her
God.
name? Not.
Uh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, I
Chi
know
is
who.
something Chi.
Mm.
Yeah, I forgot the name. I know who you're talking about, but
Chi something. But yeah, yeah. Like, do you see what I'm saying? So like, she did real well, and occasionally you'd go to her shows and you'd see these major idols there from like SDN48 or whatever, or SND. It was Saturday. What was it? SDN?
Yes,
Am I
Saturday
right?
night
SCN. Yeah.
48.
Yeah. Yeah, like they would show up at the lives and you'd be standing right next to these like super major idols watching her and supporting this girl because she was part of I think SDN. So like think about that. Like you could be a big fish in a little pond instead of being a little fish in a big pond. I always want to be the big fish in a little pond. That's fun.
True.
So,
No, to be
do,
honest
do you see
though,
what I'm saying?
yeah, to be honest though, I
Hmm.
see Sayane running a live house with. I think in the future I see Sayane actually running a live house herself. To be quite honest, since she
I
started,
could totally see that. Yeah.
Mm.
yeah, I could totally see that since she started
Yeah.
out in a girl band, girl live band basically. She was a bass player back then, so I think she was a
I
bass player
mean,
or she a guitar player. Mad Cat's she was part of, I think. And
I,
yeah,
no, go ahead, please. Sorry.
no, I can just see her owning a live house basically and promoting smaller indie groups or something like that. Since
See,
she has that feeling, she has that aura.
yeah, she has that
Mm.
feeling, that aura, agree, but I don't see her as a producer. I see her as a performer. Like, I'm sure she could do the producing thing. Like, there's some idols that are really good at that. Like Yuina and Mary Bad Ann. Like, I told her the other day, like, you should be a producer because she has to run everything. Like, every inch, every detail of everything needs to go through her. And it's fine because there's a lot of idols that are like that. Like, they control every element of everything. Those make good producers because they have their act together.
Hmm.
You don't want a producer who's too relaxed and then like everything can go messy really fast. Whereas Sayane, she's got that star power, that star quality. As a producer, I'm sure she would do good, but I want to see that girl on the stage. Like, she's got a voice from God. Like,
Yeah, true.
it's like I always told people, like, if I could sing, like I have a friend, um my friend Kalen can sing really well. Me and him did a CD a long time ago.
Huh?
Our group was called, yeah, it was called Virgin Universe, and we did like a one-off CD of like 8 or 9 songs or something, and it was just me on the acoustic guitar with him on acoustic guitar and him singing. And this guy's, his voice is, it's, you can't touch him, man. He should have been famous, and for various reasons he never made it. But it's like, I always told people, if I had a voice like Kalen, I would be so famous right now. It wouldn't be funny because I would be out there every day singing my butt off. Like, that, when you have that ability to sing, that's a desirable thing. You know what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah,
It's
true.
like,
Yeah. Hmm.
if you're an HTML coder and it was the 90s, you were a rock star because that's when like internet websites were exploding, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
you could have gone to Silicon Valley, made a
Hmm.
lot of money. So it's like, the one thing that's like economic and recession proof is singing and music. If you can make something beautiful with music, like, dude, you're a hero to people. People attach like life memories to music. So Sayane has that. She's one of the few people, her and Wasserman, and it's like, you can name on like two hands out of all the AKB girls who can actually, you can say, has that. And her and Wasserman are like the two I think of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah.
So that's why I want her to at least stay in the club circuit as a performer, even if it's down in the Chica dumps, because like at least there it would be just fascinating beyond all words to see her down there. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
like, these small clubs would adore her, and she always felt like a club girl to me.
Yeah,
You
true,
know,
true, true, true.
I don't know. Do you guys feel that way, or I don't know?
Well, maybe eventually, but she's still touring, I think.
Yeah, of course. So,
So maybe she'll tour for another couple of years and then she'll find somewhere to do clubs, like in Osaka or Tokyo.
hmm, I could see that. I mean,
Yeah.
if she doesn't do it,
Also,
she doesn't do it.
also,
Go ahead.
like with her, it's like, I think like you all, like me less because I don't know her that well. You all have the image of her in the mind from the time she was a 48 girl, and it's been a bit of time since then. And I think like she probably has changed quite a bit since then. Like,
Mm.
and like, even though like Derek, you said like you can't imagine seeing her being like a producer type, it might be that like being like more on her own has made her more like particular about her things.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, sure, I could
Hmm.
see that. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, I imagine Yukirin, when Yukirin went off and did her bunch of her solo shit, or
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
stuff. Like, I could see her really growing up and being like that. Like, I think I saw like a background documentary on one of her like concert tours, and she was very much in charge of things, like
Hmm.
saying like, "Oh, I want this here, I want that." But this is a girl who, like, was sitting down in front of a fart cannon on AK Bingo and like was known as a reaction queen, not this girl who could be controlling a live concert
Yeah, true.
experience. See what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
that gap, like as Crazy Girl saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're right. Like as you get older, maybe you wanna go into these things. Like, why do these producers do this way? I
Yeah,
can do it
exactly.
better.
Mhm.
I guess it just depends on what your goals are. But with Sayane, I wanna go to a jazz club in Tokyo one night, and I wanna be pleasantly surprised. It's like some royal VIP only thing. I got invited there by some rich otaku, and I go in there and Cyane's there. And like it's not like an announced thing. It's a smoky jazz bar. People are smoking and drinking and relaxing. And then she gets on a stage and she just belts out this like perfect rendition of like a Patty Klein song or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it
That
just
that's just your fanboy dreams, I think. That's you being a fanboy right
Oh
here.
man.
that was really fanboyish. You're right. Thanks for calling me out.
Hey.
Sorry, that was getting really fan. Thank you, because I could have went more, but I'll stop there.
Well, since we're at Osaka, the day after that anniversary concert, it was actually the graduation concert of Yoshida Akari.
Oh, that's right.
And one particular song stood out to me, and it was Zipper, because the performing members were Yoshida Akari, Miyuki Watanabe, and Joni Shikei, the classic, another
Wow.
classic NMB song, and another classic song that makes me a bit warmer than I'd like to be, but yeah, it's that type of
Mm,
song. Oh man, and to see those three again, oh man, it's
mm.
perfect. It's perfect. Again, when I first heard the song, I was like, "What?" And then they pulled down the dresses and was like, "Whoa, what?" The
Yeah.
first time was a bit of a shock reaction actually because I wasn't expecting
Mm,
it. I wasn't expecting it at the time, so it was a really fun concert. Again, with lots of former members such as Sayane, Kinoshita Momoka. By the way, it's been a while since I've seen Kinoshita Momoka, and right now I'm not sure whether she likes to dress as a guy full time or I'm not sure. She was like that during NMB48, but during that concert, she was really into danzo mode. I was like, whoa, what the?
huh.
She has changed that much, and I was having a hard time
Mm.
recognize her, to be quite honest. Mette, how was
But I
your
didn't
image?
see this part, so
Oh, okay.
I've been saving it.
Ah, okay. No, but she always has this danzo feeling,
Well,
and
yeah,
it was really extreme. It was pretty extreme during Yoshida Akari's concert, basically. But to be quite honest, I'm not sure what she's going to do in the future, to be quite honest. Any of you guys know?
well,
Akari?
Akari isn't she a makeup designer and YouTuber
Yeah,
and all of that stuff? So she probably already has
yeah,
some
true.
sort of deal in order.
True. At first I thought she was going to do something with NGB, but that's Mura Sasai her again, not Yoshida Akari. So I got a bit confused there. So I was wondering is she going to do? But apparently she's going to be makeup line or something like that.
Probably.
Nice.
Hmm.
Any thoughts, Maru, about this concert, or is more like you're aware but not really into it?
Yeah, I've never looked that deeply into NMB. I'm just enjoying like the nostalgia you three are all like just exuding here. Like this episode should be called like nostalgia special or something.
Something like that. Well, in a
Right.
way, I guess. Derek, your thoughts about Yoshida Akari?
I mean, I've never been a big fan of hers. I mean, I respect her, all that good stuff, but she does zero for me. She's cute, she's successful, she's everything an idol should be, and that's the problem for me. She's very straight, run of the mill, and there's nothing interesting about her outside of that. So it's like, I mean, other than the makeup stuff, I think that's very cool that she took something she likes and made a business out of it. That's very fascinating. But I've never like ever been a fan of hers. Like as
Hmm.
far as like like put her up next to Tani Marika, and I'll
Yeah,
take
true.
Tani any day.
Yeah,
Mm.
okay, gotcha. No, for
She's
me,
Tani's
like
she
way
was
very
more.
never.
high. She's like very high quality vanilla ice cream. Like the classic,
Exactly.
but like really good at the classic.
Yeah, true.
Perfect analogy. Perfect
That's really
analogy.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
going past this nostalgia trip, actually, next month there's going to be a live at the AKB48 Theater for three new, nah, not sure if they're new, but three subunits. Lasset, Sensuality, and Gratz. And I'm really curious about the concept. Over here we have Lasset with Kyoten Yurina, Saito Haruna, Mukaichi Mion, Takahashi Ayane, Takaoka Kaoru, and Yoshibashi Yuzuka. I'm not familiar, besides Mion and Kyoten Yurina, I'm not really familiar with the any of the members, to be quite honest. So I'm really curious because if I go at the promo picture, they really have this sense of a live band kind of thing, casual and live band.
But they performed before, haven't they?
Not sure. There was a
I actually,
performance. There was a
I
performance,
Wait,
I
actually
think,
sworn
but
they've done it.
that's with instruments.
yeah, but
I think they're maybe like an air band. Like
Oh,
they,
there is. Go ahead.
I think there's going because I could swear they were at that unit live where they presented everyone, where we got like Tim Tulip or what they're called, or Hugh Tone and all that. That they're from the same theater performance, and I think they just were having the instruments in hand and they play the music over, but they
The
might have
reason why.
learned.
No, I think they were learning because after Honomi's graduation, live me and Daisuke, the producer for Mary Bad and who also works at AKB, as I've mentioned many times,
mhm.
he was actually heading to Mion's practice because he had to be there for it.
Oh,
And I was like, practice? What are you talking about? And he said something about her playing instruments. So that has to be what you guys are talking about because
Hmm.
he was like on his way and we were talking about Mukaichi because he works with her a lot and so like yeah he said something about her playing some I forget what instrument but yeah, so I guess he was going there to help or something. So that has to be real then, because why would they practice that, you know?
This unit is actually the one that I'm like the most excited for because it's like the teaser picture they posted. Like for one, like the concept and the colors and everything, it looked like really my style because I like a lot of those brown and more neutral colors. And just the idea like that they might be like actually be a band, I really like that because that would be like a really strong like concept to them and to make them like stand out from the others.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed.
agree. They seem approachable if I go at the promo picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like looking at the picture, like the place I'm living at right now is actually my brother's like band room,
Uh-huh.
and like they rented and like looking at the picture, like I can look at my right and it's like they took a picture here.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
Oh,
literally
cool.
like that.
Exactly. But yeah, I have the feeling they're going to be this live band type of thing. They're going to go to all the live houses to perform there. That's the aura or the
Yeah.
image I'm getting from. And that's the image I'm getting actually from that picture. So hopefully they do that actually. I know Furata now was actually performing with the Chica with the live band actually at the
Mm.
live house I think. So I think
There was
yeah.
sorry, I was gonna say there was some NMB girl that Marriott Bad End played with. Like some NMB girl like went down to like Chica World and had her start her own band or own Chica Idol group. And so I remember it was like a big deal that she was there. Like she drew a lot of people. And so that maybe it's something like that. Maybe I
Hmm.
don't know.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Yeah. So if they go to live houses though, I would so visit one actually just
Mm.
to see them
Like
Mm.
perform.
yeah, I really hope they like do the concept and the whole band thing like properly and it isn't like half-arsed like that they just like, oh, we're playing a bit of instruments and like here we are like we're doing one stage with them and like that's it and like the rest of the stage as well just on stage singing or whatever.
Mm.
Like I hope they like properly commit to it because otherwise it will just be
Yeah, true. It's more like, but that's something you just have to wait and see in the long run. I think you can't tell that for at the moment for now. So, but after this, we have actually got another subunit called Sensuality, which consists of Mogi Shinobu, Miyazaki Miho, Shinozaki Ayana, Hidari Tomo Ayaka, Kato Rena, and Komiyama Haruka. That's the that's the subunit I'm actually interested in because of their high aesthetic and they seem so high skill if I go to the promo picture actually, and they've got the members to boot as well for aesthetic wise. So I'm really looking forward to them. They seem like a high class kind of subunit to be quite honest, but that's the
To be
aura I'm
honest,
getting. Yeah.
the teaser picture actually looked kind of K-pop like to me, at least like because like a lot of this retro is like really in K-pop at the moment, and it had like a bit of this blur and like all that that has been done a lot in K-pop these days, and like everybody thought like Tintlet was supposed to be like the K-pop unit, so to say,
Uh huh.
because it had like the produced 48 girls out of them.
Oh right,
But
right,
to
right.
me, like the sensuality, it looks a lot more like K-pop-ish, so to say.
True. Meta?
Well, I barely saw the picture, but I will have to wait and see. I don't even know what kind of music they're going to do, but I'm guessing this is the mature group of them all, or the
Yeah.
sexy group.
Yeah, the sexy group I would say. Yeah. That. Yeah.
The name already says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Derek.
Yeah, I have no idea what any of that is about. Like I haven't seen anything. So it's what is the name of the group again? Sorry, I didn't even
Sensuality.
catch it.
Sensuality.
Well, you would think, but you never. With Idol, you can never tell though. Who knows? Like they that might be the whole ploy to get you to listen to them, and then they're nothing like that. You know,
Well, true.
like I remember I was at a Idol Live like a couple years ago, and this was like it was like Super Chica Idol Live in Akihabara, and this like really super cute idol group came on, and their opening song, or like their SE, they call it an SE, the music that plays when they walk out on stage, and like the SE was playing, and it was like real heavy and like almost like brutal metal, and I was thinking, oh, this group's gonna be awesome, and then they turn out to be like the most bubblegum happy idol group ever. And then I thought it'd be really funny if like a whole group's concept would be like, yeah, we're for 30 seconds we're gonna play, and it's gonna every song's gonna be like 2 seconds long. It's gonna be like crazy and high intensity music, and you get there and it is 30 seconds, but it's like cute little trumpet noises and stuff, and like the girls are like chanting over it, or like something weird. And I thought,
Or
because like,
maybe like
uh-huh,
maybe like a split personality. It's like one song is the heaviest thing like imaginable, and
yeah,
like every other song is like the cutesiest, most like puke worthy, like adorable available.
yeah, there's groups that do that though. Actually, there's a lot of groups that like they trick you. Like they'll have like songs where you're like, oh my god, it's like the heaviest thing in the world, and then the very next song they'll play will be like something out of like, like a rejected song from like, like STU48 or something, and you're just like, wait a minute, what just happened? Like, why is this not like as heavy as the song that was on before it? I don't know. Some groups they're weird like that.
Yeah,
So
true.
what can you do?
And then we have the final subunit called Grats with Omurimiyu, Yoshikawa Nanase, Machaling, Kashiwagi Yuki, Muto Tomu, and Sasaki Yukari. To be
Colin's
honest,
group.
sorry, yeah, Colin's group, yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate he's not here at the moment, but
No, jeez.
I'm not sure what the concept is going to be for this one.
I think
So
they were supposed to be like an esports
Yeah,
like
didn't it say that?
kind of a thing,
wait,
like
what?
that they hope to like participate in like some competitions or something like
Mm.
that. They said. So I think they're gamers. That's their thing.
That's
That's kind of
Kashiwagi,
cool.
yeah, that's cool, but Kashiwagi Yuki and gaming?
Why
Uh,
not?
true, but I don't see
That's
Kashiwagi. Yeah,
not my image for her.
yeah, same. I'm having a hard time processing this one
She
actually.
she's too much. I mean, again, like she has that whole airhead thing going on. So I don't know. Maybe, I mean, she's not as airheady as like Kojihara was, but I mean, she definitely does have that kind of sense about her in everything you see. Again, it could be just more the gap of in her character she's trying to show as idol, like, oh, look at me, I'm silly, but then she's really not. But the gaming thing, usually the girls that like that are like they're otaku. Like
Yeah,
Mayuyu.
yeah,
Remember, like
Mm.
exactly. Yeah,
Mayu's whole thing was that. So she was the gamer, and you'd never thought of Yukirin as that, even though like Mayuyuki were like a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So
that's interesting. I mean, she might be doing it with Mayu. Who knows? I mean, I think they're still friends.
yeah, they're still friends, but wasn't Mayu retired from showbiz though?
Yeah, he's gone or
Oh yeah,
disappeared.
that's right. Yeah, she magically disappeared down some weird rabbit hole that we're still not sure about. You're right.
True that. Yeah, a topic we discussed last episode was sakurazaka46, and unfortunately, Maruberry couldn't participate in that episode, but I still want to hear her thoughts about it. So, Maruberry?
I've been regularly crying to both Meta and DX about that. I want to love them. I really do. I want to love them, but God, I just want Kayakisaka back. Because
Yeah,
it's
right.
like, yeah, like even with the song, like Nobody's Fault, like it's good, but it's
Mhm.
not good. But it's not as good as Kayakisaka. The variety show as well. It's like it's good, but it's so pink. It's so horribly pink, and it's so blindingly white and bright that I just like honestly, if I was near that set, I would be like, I would be taking a hamlet to it. I'm not kidding. Like I hate that variety show set so much. The only
Mhm.
good news is that like the centers for the songs,
Yeah,
it was like Morita Hikaru for
yeah,
like the main for the titles, and then like Karin and Tenchan, and like Karin is one of my favorites
yeah, for
in the
Yoshi
group.
Karin, yeah.
Yeah, and my other favorite is Kira, Masumoto Kira, and Kira is also in the song that Karin sent us.
Okay.
So that I'm really hyped about. That's like the one saving grace for Sakurazaka at the moment. It's like
Mm.
they gave my girl the center, but other than that, I'm just it. Maybe it's just like I'm liking the anger phase of grief or something. That like hopefully like I'll go through the phases, all of the phases of grief, and like finally accept Sakurasaka. But I just hate the pink so much.
But was the official color supposed to be pink or white?
It's white, but it does the official color is white,
Yeah.
but like it's with a pink, but like the logo is with the pink highlights, and like on the show too, because they're like sakurazaka46, and it's like sakura like pink, kind of like a very quick connection to make. So there's a lot of pink there, and it just it just looks out of place. I can't associate those girls with pink. I just can't.
Yeah, I
It
can
like
imagine.
the show looks like they're guesting another group's variety show. That's what it looks like to me.
Wow.
They're like the lost, or they're at the wrong place or something like that. It just looks wrong.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
rough. And
Hopefully I'll
yeah,
get used to it.
and
Hopefully I'll get used to it.
yeah, true. So, but the song itself they debuted with "Nobody's Fault." Was that okay, or was it there, or because last week we did our opinion, but we didn't never heard yours, so feel free.
It's I think it's okay. Like I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's too slow for me. I would speed it up like quite a lot. I think it's okay. I That it didn't hasn't left a particular impression on me. The choreography is quite good, but other than that, I don't hate it, but I don't love it either.
Mm.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to grab back to because I actually wanted to talk to you about it last week, but you were having internet problems, was the reason you
Yeah,
couldn't
I had no
participate.
internet at all last week.
So, but okay. So, anything else on the Korea side of things? Anything you want to share with us?
This is SM Entertainment, the biggest K-pop company. They make K-pop idols a thing. They've been trendsetters since the 90s. They're debuting a new girl group
Ooh,
called
nice.
aespa.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so hyped because it's been 6 years since they last debuted a girl group, Red Velvet,
Oh,
and it's about time because like they used to debut groups every 2 years. It was like girl group, boy group, and now it's been a while, like so long since we got a girl group, and like everybody has been anticipating it, like theorizing the members, the concepts, and like now 2 days ago, it was like suddenly there was this teaser, aespa. Nobody knew what it was. SM Entertainment retweeted it, and everybody was like, "What is it?
Oh wow.
What happened? What's going on?" And then it was confirmed it's the girl group, and now 2 members have been revealed,
Oh nice.
and it's just so exciting, and I can't wait. I really cannot. Yeah.
What members are
I'm
revealed
hyped.
then? What members are revealed?
There is the first member reveal was Winter, who is a one-liner, so I think she's 18.
Okay.
No, 19.
Okay.
And the stage name is Winter. I can't remember what her real name is. And she's a dancer, apparently. And now today, like just a few hours ago, there was the member reveal whose name is Karina.
Okay.
I don't know how they're going to pronounce it in Korean.
Yeah, true.
And her real name is Yoo Jimin. She's been like a known trainee for a while now because she was a dancer in like another SM Idols like for a song called Taemin's One. I think she was the backup dancer. So like we've known about her for a while. So it's really exciting to see her, and I love them all already. And I think the concept is going to be like mythical.
Okay, so
which is
mythical. I'm not sure what kind of song I should associate with that because it's the first time I'm hearing that as a concept, to be quite honest. So,
like there are some demos floating around Twitter that people are saying like might be for them, but that is always like that's not confirmed. Like it could end up being true, it could end up being not true. So like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and another elephant in the room actually. Well, it's actually not that long anymore before Ice One is going to disband. So
Wait, what?
It's like half a year,
only half a year left actually.
like a
Oh,
bit
that's
more.
their. Wait, you mean their contract's up?
Yep.
I don't. Do you really think they're gonna disband? I mean, I think
Yes.
we talked about this before. You said like
Yes.
they tend not. I don't think so, man. I think they're
think
gonna
they
come to
will.
Japan and like Japan's gonna take them over, man.
I
I
would
think they'll exist here.
I would agree if there wasn't so many companies involved,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Starship
Okay.
is not letting Wonyang and Yujin go
Nope.
because those 2 girls are still so young. Their value is like higher than gold in Korea. Starship is not letting those girls go, and like I'm pretty sure WM Cheon's company has a lineup of girls just waiting for Cheon to return to debut them all together in a girl group, and
Interesting.
just like at best we'll get a reunion in the future, but like even that is iffy. Like we have the previous produce group 101 to look at, who were really like were like one of the top groups of Korea, like 3rd behind BTS and EXO, and like everybody was talking like, no, they're not gonna expand. They're so popular, but in the end they did because the companies they want the money.
Yeah, exactly.
They want like because at the moment they have to like split all the money. Why? Well, they don't want to do that. They want to like get those valuable like idols back to themselves.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So we were kind of discussing what's going to be in store for the future for certain members, and it was quite an interesting thought actually. And some members, well, they've got groups waiting for them, and another member is actually already a group active, but she just needs to be pasted into there. And
like
it's more like
it's very likely that Yena will be added to Everglow once like
yeah.
Rise What Ends, because it's like been discussed before. Like even the Everglow girls themselves have said like it's up to the management, but they would be fine with Yena joining them like even afterwards. So
Yeah, exactly. So everything has been set in stone. It's more like they're just waiting for the contract to run out, which is in about 6 months. And also,
although with some members it's like we've no idea what they are going to do. Like me and DX were talking about Hyewon, and we were like, that girl honestly is not a K-pop idol. She's just not. Like how the hell she ended up in IZ*ONE is just like she's just not a K-pop idol. Like this is gonna sound a bit mean, but I said this before. It's like she can't sing, she can't rap, her dancing is subpar, and her variety skills aren't good enough to make up for all the other things.
Wow.
But she's just
harsh.
But she's interesting. she's just so insanely
I
one.
I
Like
got
I
you.
love her.
Yeah.
She's like
I got
she's one of my favorite members. She's so unique the way she thinks. Like I think the other members have described her as like real life Disney princess.
Mhm.
you. Mm.
She thinks like a Disney princess, and she's so unique. She's really pretty, and she's so her. Like honestly, I can't see her doing anything in K-pop afterwards. Because with acting, like she has such like a blank face. Like her expressions do not change. Like she has one expression and that's it. Yeah, like acting not gonna happen. Solo idol not gonna happen. A group, I don't see it. And like with that again, like, wouldn't it be amazing if she joined AKB?
Oh.
Like to join her daughter Sato Minami.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because on like Produce 48 and Minami had like this really big mother-daughter relationship.
It
Like,
was so
and it was
cute.
really, it was adorable. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I need that back.
Yeah,
Mm.
same. No, to be quite honest, Yeon was one of those members, even during Produce 48, I couldn't read her at all. It was like, so for some members, the face is an open book basically. Their behavior is
Yeah.
open book, but with Yeon, it was more like, I'm not even sure if I were open that book, it would be like either it wingding, webding, unreadable. So I always had so
Yeah.
much question marks about her, and she is kind of like Enigma. You know she's there,
Yeah.
and for some reason you're wanting to see what she does. Basically, it's a bit of an
Yeah,
enigma,
and
I
it
would say.
isn't as if she just sits there and is pretty. No, like during lives, at times she will like take a plastic bag, gather it like full of air, and be like, "We're selling this air that Ice One has breathed," and it's just like, yeah,
What?
exactly. Yeah, like we're selling this air. We breathe it. Who wants it?
Oh,
And
that's funny.
yeah, she's actually the one member who has like sworn on V Live of Ice One. Like that live was entirely taken down because she used like a slang word that was like kind of swearing, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's one of part of the Ice One line we call suspenders. Ice One has like a whole line of girls, like, and if they are on V Live together, that live isn't surviving to upload. It just isn't. They're going to do something against the rules, and that V Live is gonna get taken down.
This it feels like they're gonna go against the rules and don't really care about it, to be quite honest. So
Yeah.
they're just being themselves basically. So yeah, I can imagine
Yeah.
that. And of course, for the 48 girls, they're just going to go back to their groups. And I'm wondering, yeah, I'm not sure how big their shock is going to be quite honest, because their level is somewhere up there in the sky. And to go back to the 48 group, which, with all due respect, is of course a bit lower than what they've been in Ice 1. So it's more like, I have a feeling they're either going to help producing or help songwriting, like you mentioned earlier, Maru. So it's quite
Yeah.
interesting what they're going to do. For example, Miyawaki Sakura, I think she can take over as a bit of a backstage, front stage leader for HKT. To be quite honest, that's how I view her.
Become like kind of take on a bit of like the role Sashi maybe used to
Yeah,
have.
exactly,
Yeah.
something like that. Especially since she's way more experienced with world performance and producing and such, and even songwriting.
Yeah.
So
And honestly, Sakura is going to bring a flood of Chinese fans to AKB and HKT. She just is. Because Chinese fans are dedicated to death. I'm not kidding about that. They
yeah,
are
if they
they
can,
Chinese
if they can fill up Times Square with Sakura's face, yeah.
they are the
That
richest fans and they are the most dedicated fans. That's just how it is.
what? Why do you think that is the appeal? And by the way, if we have any fans that are from China or have Chinese origins or can get or have some comment, please tell us. But for my guests, my fellow co-hosts here, why do you think she is so freaking popular with the Chinese people? I cannot for the life of me figure this out.
Honestly, me
Yeah,
neither.
honestly.
Like she's like me neither. Like I think it might be because of her visuals because like from like other K-pop idols I've seen become really popular in China, like of course outside of the Chinese ones, but like the Korean idols or who have become really popular in China, they tend to
Hmm.
be the visuals, like the really pretty ones.
Uh-huh.
And since Sakura is really good at fan service as well, that definitely would have added to it. And like it might be also be that like she like from the very start got a really dedicated fan base there, like and like the fan bar, or what they
Hmm.
call like the fan bases in China, like got established really fast and would have promoted her a lot. Like
Uh,
because like the Chinese fans, from what I've seen and understand, they tend to be like focus on one member a lot.
Okay.
Like usually they like the other members as well, but all the money they have spare is going to that one member for their projects, to buy the albums. And like I wouldn't even say like the Chinese bands are like individually richer than from elsewhere, but they are just so much more organized and
All right.
dedicated
Hmm.
that they can do
mm,
so much
let's see.
more. uh,
Mm.
yeah, because it's like the fan bars are the ones organizing everything. Like the Sakura bar is huge. They are the ones like doing the biggest projects and sending her the biggest gifts and all that. And they are going
Interesting.
to follow her to HKT because it's like they are her fans. Sure, they like Ice One as well, but in the end they are her fans.
See, Matt, what do you think? I'm just curious, and DX also. Very
Well,
curious.
I don't know. I'm not so used to the whole gift giving thing anymore because of BNK's rules.
Uh-huh.
So, because there were at the beginning, you could like send gifts, and there wasn't like a specific restriction on how much you could send, but there is now, and it's been in place for a while.
Hmm.
So when fans do projects in Thailand, it's mostly for billboards in Thailand. It's the banners, it's posters, it's uh, cardboard figures,
Oh
like the big
wow.
ones.
Hmm.
Uh, but I don't know. Sakura has always been popular. Sakura has that X factor for a lot of
Yeah,
people,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I think
definitely.
that's gonna help her through the rest of. She is talented, of course,
Hmm.
but she has that idol aura to her
Hmm.
that maybe draws people in, and then she seems like a really nice person,
Hmm.
which helps.
Well,
That helps, yeah.
DX.
For me, it's really hard to process because I've actually seen Sakura debut in HKT48, and back then she was this shy little girl who
Um,
didn't have management favor. Back then it was Kodama Haruka that had the management favor, and Sakura
no.
was always the fan favorite. So to see Times Square filled with Sakura's face, it was like, how did we get from this to there? I was having such a hard time processing it, and I never would have believed Sakura to turn into a global star that she is right now. So to be fair,
Yeah.
and
But
once she returns to HKT48, she is going to take a lot of fans with her, and perhaps under her leadership, she can basically rebuild HKT48 because it's been in shambles since Sashi left, basically. So I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to it, to
well,
be quite honest. So
hearing you guys talk about this now, I think I do have an opinion. So here's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking that like you know, a part of it is, the focusing of the Chinese people, perhaps, or the fans on one particular person, like Crazy Girl. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Also, too, the gift giving thing, certain cultures, that's a big thing, So, what I'm picturing though is two things. I have to go back a little bit to what we were talking about with Eyes One disbanding. I think Crazy Girl, you're probably 100% on the money. You know way more about the K-pop like world than I do. But the thing I know also is that Idol can be a very different and strong force on people and arrangements. And let's not forget, like Aki sort of made this happen through his connections and influence to even merge
yeah,
with
true.
Korea to do the incredible Eyes One experimentation. And because there are Japanese members in it, I see either the group continuing but under Akipi. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he somehow buys them outright or does something where he has control
Uh huh.
here in Japan because they're huge here.
Yep.
Like, I mean, huge. Or I would say the girls that come back out of this group will form a new type of group similar to Eyes One, but here in Japan. And that's just my thinking. Yeah, those are both wild cards. Again, I'm speaking based off just idea only, not on fact or anything.
Hmm.
But having said that, with Sakura Tom, the thing with her, again, she is nice. I met her, and shook her hand, and she was one of the only idols that actually, like, when I met, that like was taking an interest in me. Wasn't just waiting for me to shake her hand and say thank you and then sort of move on. Like, she was trying to ask me questions. I mean, we had like all of 3 seconds, but like she tried. Even as I was walking away, she was trying. And I thought, okay, this is not the girl that I thought she was based off of everything we saw off the variety shows with her, where she comes off a bit stiff and like a little like out there.
Yeah, certainly.
She was very warm. She was very pleasant. And this is a girl who had been shaking hands, thousands of hands probably all day.
Yeah,
And
pretty
I'd seen
much.
her late in the day, and I remember she was very kind. But that aside, um, I think the real thing is like she's had this strange career where like a lot of bad has followed her, and then a lot of then these followed by these good things, but the one good thing has been Eyes One. She's transformed. So for her to come back here and just go back to HKT, like, yeah, it's a good thought. It feels good to think that she would go back and finish out her idol career where she started. But I just see this girl has ascended the ranks, like not as big of a star, obviously, as Namiya Amuro, who ascended her like little idol unit, the was the Super Monkeys,
All right,
and
yeah.
she became her. She's not gonna be that on that level by far, but she has her own thing. She's a product of the internet age. She's a product of the type of like young idol who could be a nobody in real life or even within an organization like AKB, but then get on YouTube and start a makeup channel, or be that girl who posts every day on Showroom at 5 in the morning to have all of her fans wake up with her every single day. That girl became like the most famous girl or most popular girl ever in Showroom. So I see Secreton having some kind of weird career arc like that, where something's gonna happen and she's gonna have this like whole world like following her that's very niche specific. And that ties into what Crazy Girl was saying about like maybe the Chinese fans, they have that focus. They'll make it happen. They'll be the base for
That
this weirdness. But the question is what? I just
that
still feel like it'll be Eyes One, like the sequel or something. But I could be, again, I'm just riffing.
But like talking about the Japanese girls, like Sakura-tan, like in a way, I can still imagine her going back to HKT and do something there, even if she has like side things. I can still see her there. But the one who has
Yeah.
changed the most, in my opinion, in Iceland is Hee-chan. Like
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
Oh yeah.
unrecognizable.
yeah. Wow.
Like there is, like, I would go as far as to say there is nearly nothing in common that the girl who joined Ice One and the girl who's going to leave Ice One. I don't think they have almost anything in common. Like that's how big the difference is. She has turned from this snarky kid with like big cheeks to this elegant and mature woman, I would say, who at the time like has a bit of like snark, a bit of like wit to her to like, I don't know, get to like say witty things to her group mates. And like even her styling, like it's immaculate these days. She really has taken on and made the K-pop style her own. Like her airport fashion especially is like mwah, on point. Like it's been a
Nice.
while since we've seen it, but it's like even in the airport, even if it's like 5 a.m., she will be like her hair will be done, full makeup, a new dress we haven't seen before. And like even if some of the other members are just like, I just threw on like some a tracksuit, yeah, the cap, like she will be presentable, there to be like photographed. Like that's actually what got her like a bit more of a fan base
Oh
in
wow.
Iceland was her airport pictures, because everybody was like, oh wow, is that really her? Because like that was when the first visuals like really bloom, so to say. And she's gotten really involved in lyrics writing. Like I think among the Ice One members, she has done the most lyrics.
Oh wow.
Like for for some of the Korean songs, for the Japanese songs, like she's really gone in on that.
Well, I mean, the question then is, where is she gonna land? Is she gonna go back to, you know, is she gonna go back to HKT
Good.
and
Teammate.
AKB,
Teammate.
Teammate.
like
AKB? Sorry.
Teammate.
teammate.
Yeah,
Like I
Indeed.
can't
sorry.
imagine her on the teammate shows, like the small scale teammate shows. Like I can't imagine her
No,
there with her
same.
like blonde hair and like
That's my
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
yeah, I can't see her there.
So that's my point. Is like, where is she gonna land? Will she stay in Korea? Will she try to do something there? Will like a Korean agency try to pick her up?
Like with that, it's kind of a tough point because it's kind of hard to debut girls who are already that popular,
hmm
because like
Mm,
it can very easily turn into this girl and friends, or
Mm.
it might
Yeah.
happen that the group itself doesn't become popular, and then it's like, where do we go from here? Like Weki for example, is in this position. The group itself isn't that popular, but it has two girls from IOI, the first group from the produced series,
Uh-huh.
and it's like those two girls are still really, really popular, can land variety gigs and so on. But the group, like, people don't really know them, don't care about them. So, like, it's kind of a double-edged sword because just because you have this girl in that group doesn't mean the group will become popular.
right.
Right.
Good
And
point.
yeah, good point. How about Yabuki Nako? I'm actually not sure what's going to happen to her after Ice One.
Her I can see staying in HKT actually.
Mm.
Like, I can see her like going back to Mikoren or something like that, and then like holding hands and like dragging HKT to a new era. I can see that.
Yeah, true.
Wait, holding whose hand?
Mikurin.
Mikoren.
If she can get around Mikurin's, yeah,
um,
okay.
yeah,
Huh,
good point. Good point.
Yeah, like
That
her
girl's, you
because
want to
she's
talk
still
about maturing? Jesus.
yeah, because like Mikorin said, Nako, she's still young to be honest. She's
Yeah.
still like even in HKT, yeah, she was popular. Yeah, she had centered songs, but it's like she wasn't like the top girl quite yet. And I think she can come back now and be that top girl.
Hmm.
I can
True.
see it.
Yeah, it's like she went to boot camp and it was like how to be like I don't know how to be a center academy, and she's come back like a center.
Good point.
Man, that was really interesting. It was really interesting to talk about after Ice One because it's drawing closer anytime and any day and any time. So yeah, you have to start
I,
looking afterwards. So yeah.
I just can't believe it's already over. Like, it just felt like I don't know why, but it still feels fresh to me. I don't know if that feels the same for you guys. Maybe because we had that big timeout with Corona,
Yeah,
but it's
perhaps. Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I will be happy to see Sakura-tan back if she does come back to the AKB system, but I also feel like it's going to be a case where I think her sights are going to be in a much different place.
Yeah,
Her career has been so different. Her trajectory has always been. I mean, if you honestly can think back to like the HKT days when you first saw Sakura-tan, did any of us ever expect her to end up being this Korean like rock star
No,
goddess? Like,
not at all.
I
To be quite honest.
like
So.
just even say Korean star and Sakura-tan's name in the same sentence 4 years ago, I'd been like, yeah, okay. But
Exactly.
and
yet there she
and
is,
Sakura has been working so hard on her vocals,
right?
Yeah.
especially. Like
Uh-huh.
at one point, she was like on her Mobama, she was like constantly talking about, "Oh, I'm taking vocal lessons now. I'm really trying," and you can hear the change. Like her vocals, like any of that nasal quality, like to her singing that used to be that's like it's just not there anymore. Like
Right.
you can hear the change, and it's not like she's going to like just sit around for the reminder. Like it's insane like where she has come.
I'm just having a hard time still imagining Sakura as a global star right now, to be quite honest, because I never expected this to be happening after I saw her debut, like all that time ago, and it was like to see her at the global stage and performing in the US and such, and it was like, wow, what? I'm having a hard time. Yeah.
I'm dreading
Agreed.
IZ*ONE's last stage. I'm dreading it because like I watched both IOIs and 101's last stages, and they are heartbreaking. With IOI, it's like they're singing their last song that's a ballad, a really sad one, and they're like all full on sobbing during it. Like the notes, they aren't singing it well because they're literally crying at the same time. It's just heartbreaking. And with 101, they did it like extra harshly. Like they performed the last song,
Uh-huh.
and then like they were going off stage one by one, like according to
Oh.
the ranks.
Oh
And it
wow.
was like they have like a moment to address the fans, say the goodbyes, and then they leave. And then the next one addresses the fans and leaves. And it was like with everyone, like it just got worse and worse, and just some of them were barely able to speak. And I just don't want. I'm scared of the last performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also the
Well.
last produce XX produced group basically since
Yeah.
the program itself is gone now. So this is going to be
Yeah.
really rough on the fans. I can tell you that.
It's probably gonna come back like in some form under another name,
Well,
like
true.
maybe like slightly like remade, but Mnet doesn't care. They don't care. Like they will do whatever they want to get the money. Like they're just Mnet, the
Hmm.
biggest snakes in K-pop.
That's true.
And there are a bunch
true.
of different produced like shows, at least in China. So
Oh yeah.
why
Yeah,
not
that's
just
true.
Some of
take one of their names?
Oh no, some of them are officially like licensed by
Oh.
Mnet. Yeah. Some of them are unofficial rip-offs that Mnet
Oh.
can do nothing about because it's China and they don't care.
True. True.
Like with that, actually, there was a bit of like a fun like fight they had going on because SM and Mnet had like a big fight going on at one point. Like just recently ended. Like no SM idols were on Mnet shows on any of them. Like didn't like attend at Mnet award shows, nothing. And then like they did in China, there was this one Produce 101 ripoff idol producer, and they had one Chinese SM idol be the like MC for it. And then like because Mnet could do nothing about it because it's in China and they don't care. It's like they did their own official season, and just like do a bit of like screw you. They had a Chinese idol who used to be an SM but sued the company be the MC for it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was kind of like it was kind of funny at the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, this is a nice way to wrap things up for this episode. So, any recommendations you would like to share?
Well, I can start with of course, aespa. aespa, they're coming. The members are being released one by one. We don't know how many there will be. Check them out. Also, Twice had a comeback. Yes,
Oh, nice.
it is good. Really good. Check that out as well.
Awesome. Mette.
On Saturday, on Halloween, CGM48 and HKT48 will have a live on Facebook, on CGM's Facebook. And it will be with Mikurin, Matsuoka Hana, Tashima Meru, and a couple of others. And they will release the Melon Juice MV during that or after that.
Oh, nice.
So that's something to look forward to.
Awesome.
At least I am. And then BNK are doing some a Halloween show, but I don't know, I don't remember where it is, but they're doing like a Halloween road show thing.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
With a few members.
Nice. For me, it's two things actually. One is a Halloween photo event on Yuna Morion's channel on YouTube. It's already out, and the pictures are actually available on the AKB48 shop. So that's interesting to check out. And another thing from ICE1 is Keikon's Kitchen. I have a bit of a weakness for cooking shows, and ICE1 is in this particular episode, and it's also on YouTube. It's also on YouTube, and it's also English subtitled. So I would recommend checking that one out. So last, Derek, go for it.
Yeah, I think that the big things to look out for, what you guys mentioned, of course, I agree with everything there. But as unlike my end, I guess, I would say I have just on Idol Underworld, I have some new stuff coming up. That group Informal, I highly recommend people check them out. They're like Yanakoto Sotomuto, like they're real like emotional, like screamo from like the post 90s minus the screaming. Like it's just good singing, but it's like the music is the same. Like if you like the band Thursday from America, you'll love them. And so it's like they're just different. I don't know. Like every once in a while the cream of the crop rises up in Idol and like they're definitely that. And they're young and I got to meet them for the first time the other night and they really deeply impressed me. If you like your Idol music similar to AKB, like the kawaii version of AKB, check out Suzuriha. I was talking about them earlier. They're Lily Kaona's sister group. They're very cute. It's not so like buttery cute that it's hard to get into. They actually have really good song structures and it's just it's again it's solid music written by Mishima-san who's done Lily Kaona's stuff. He's a genius. I mean he created a whole genre of music, organica electronica. No one's ever done that. So like, Suzuri has following in that, but it's a little more traditional idol. Also keep lookout for my members that I'm working with. Miho's group or Miho is gonna her song will be forthcoming. We actually have two songs, and we are working with one of the writers for Nogizaka 46. So it's very Nogizaka,
Ooh,
but it's
nice.
also very AKB and very me
Mm-hmm.
because I had to put my own stamp on it.
Hey.
And I don't know, it's good though. The guy from Nogizaka 46 really nailed the melody for the second song. It's incredible. Like it's radio level. So we're working on recording vocals here in about a week. And so once the vocals are recorded, she's gonna make her debut, and who knows, maybe Miho will even come up on 48 here one of these nights. So that'd be kind of fun.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And with that, this is the end of Downtime. And I would say bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.